Children, once again welcome. Now we will go through some important term of this chapter, that is development. What is BMI? BMI stands for Body Mass Index. It is one of the way to find out the nourishment and undernourishment of people or person. How it is done? In order to find out body mass index, we have to take the weight of a person in kg as well as the height of the person in meter. Thereafter, when we divide the weight of that person by a square of the height, we will get a figure. If that figure is within 18.5 to 25, within that, then it is called nourishment, means there is a proper growth of the person. And if it goes below 18.5, then it will be called undernourishment. But even though the child is growing, but the nourishment is not proper, he is not getting the balanced diet or all the nutrients that are required for growth. And if it goes beyond 25, it means he is getting more than need or requirement. He is growing fatter. That means that is also not good. So this is also one of the way to measure growth of a person, and it will help to decide the development. Now we will talk about UNDP. UNDP stands for United Nations Development Program. It is an agency similar to World Bank, which we have discussed earlier. This agency also collects certain data to calculate the development of different nations and compare with each other. These agencies adopts different criteria to measure development as compared to World Bank. This UNDP doesn't measure the development of different nations just on the basis of per capita income, but it takes along with income many other factors like life expectancy. Now let me tell you what is life expectancy. Life expectancy refers to the average expected length of life of a person at the time of birth. Okay. Now also literacy rate we have already discussed. Now these are total together, and certain formulas are applied, and along through that the figures that comes up after final calculation, that is called HDI or Human Development Index. This index decides the development of nations. Now see here table 1.6. This table is given of different nations. Sri Lanka is there, India is there, Myanmar is there, Pakistan is there, Nepal is there, and Bangladesh. And if you go through this figure, you will find that even though Sri Lanka, a small nation, its HDI is far higher as compared to India. That means it is more developed, as we expect. So children, go through it at home and study it properly. So what we mean to say by this discussion, that development is a broader term. It needs various parameters before coming to a conclusion. Now one more thing we would like to go, that is sustainability of development. Development doesn't mean the development that comes once and then it falls. No, development means continuous. It should never fall. It should go on repeatedly at a higher stage rather than falling down. You might have read this sustainability in class 8 also, in geography chapter. The development that is at the present and even it will exist in the future. Okay, that is called development, sustainability development. And this is also an important criteria. This one example is given here in India. This groundwater in India, it shows, the figure itself shows that day by day the ground layer of water is falling down. That means just by adapting modern method of farming, we cannot bring development. It may also lead to destruction. Why? We have to check this limited resource. There are certain resources which are limited in nature, but that resources are the requirement not for only us but also for the future generation. So we have to utilize this resource in such a way that it should exist for the future generation too. Then only this development would be consistent, continuous, and continue forever. Here another chart is given. Exhaustions of natural resource. What does this show? Resource, we know energy, crude oil. Now the reserve of crude oil is given here. Now in Middle East the reserve is 808.5 thousand million barrels. In United States of America it is 44.2 thousand million barrels. As for the whole world it is 1687.9 thousand million barrels. Now the rate at which it is being consumed, if it continues, then it will last for Middle East, it will last for 78 years. For United States it lasts for 12 years. For the world it may last for 53 years. What does it mean? If we go on continuously using without thinking of the future, the world will come to an end very soon. Now, can we say we are consistent developing? No, we cannot. So there is a need to think continuously on various factors, resource, matter. Then only we can develop, not only today but also in the future. So children, that's the end of your chapter. I hope we will understand, but for better understanding it is more important to read the book. So go through it properly. Hope to meet you again. Thank you.